What's up, guys? Doc here again. Another episode of Slightly Nocturnal Show. Another podcast from me and Rocket. Hope you enjoy the topics tonight and let me know what you think in the comment section below. Also, please share this with your friends. Download it. Listen to it at work and home and on your way somewhere. I'll see you later.
How's that?
Yeah, I think that's all right. Yeah, that's good.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I don't know, so I definitely think it's a bunch of bullshit. A fucking vice president debate. Like, nobody gives a fuck or hears anything about the fucking vice president unless they fuck up, you know? Like, that's it.
Well,
Every time
really,
you hear about Joe Biden, it's like Joe Biden fucked up, like, interrupted Obama in some kind of speech or something, you know?
yeah. Like, between these two, they're like judging Trump or Hillary based on their VP pick, and honestly, the dudes are exactly the same. They're exactly the same. Except one wears a red tie, one wears a blue tie.
Yeah, true enough.
Like, Pence is a little bit smoother, sure, but they both have the same crazy ass beliefs. Don't like, and then they want to say that their beliefs has nothing to do with the way they're gonna enforce the law or help create new laws. Of course it does. You're both idiots.
Yeah, I think it was a pretty boring debate.
I just can't believe like so many questions about religion. Like that should be the first thing they ask you to qualify. Like, do you believe in the flying spaghetti monster? If your answer is yes, you're fucking out. You're out.
They said Pence interrupted Kane like 70 times last night. I think he's just a better talker than Kane. Which is surprising because Kane's in the Senate, though.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't watch I only watched like a few minutes of it. I couldn't take it. I have to scratch my damn eyes out. Fucking idiots. I think we just need to get rid of that. Like, those two would be fine if they didn't have anything to do with making the laws, probably. Like, we need to just go to referendums every year.
So what they should do is that the loser vice president candidate has to go with the fucking president that won. That's what they should do.
They should vote them separately. If
Yeah,
they
true
if they
enough.
want to stick to the same system.
True enough.
Just vote separately.
I don't know. It'll be interesting. What about this hurricane? You think that'll have any effect on the fucking next debate? I think it's on Sunday.
Sure, I think Trump will show up and help people if he can. Like, if you can even get in there, Trump will be there. And Hillary will be off sucking off some fucking billionaire for some fucking cash, prostituting herself out again.
So I say, yeah, I think Trump will go. Fuck, that echo is there. God damn.
Sorry, I don't know what to do about it.
I don't either. Let's see. I think Trump will go, though.
You think Trump will what?
I think he'll go. I think
Yeah.
he'll go, and I think, I don't know, Hillary's supposedly in seclusion till the debate on Sunday.
Yeah, because she can't. She's too sick. She honestly, like, there's something seriously wrong with that lady, and she's way too sick. Like they had I saw some news organization got a picture of him wheeling a stretcher back to where she was at.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So, the funniest thing to me is like, if Trump wasn't in the race, like say it was Fat Bush against Hillary,
Fat
they
Bush.
and Donald Trump, they would both be asking that motherfucker for money, and they'd be touting his endorsement. Like, this awesome businessman endorses my plans.
Yeah.
The thing that gets me the most about it is just the pure hypocrisy. People trying to say that they're not biased. Okay.
Yeah, they're totally biased about it.
Yeah. Wanted to bring up Trump's taxes, but not Hillary's fraud.
Oh, back to the hurricane. Do you think I think they'll be cleaning up that shit. If it really hits the way it's supposed to, I think they'll be cleaning that shit up after the election's over.
Oh, it'll be years.
But I think something like that can affect the race, Him going down
Oh,
there and fucking shaking hands and kissing babies. I think that just does nothing but help him.
yeah, bringing truckloads of Trump brand water.
Yeah.
Maybe a serious problem for Hillary though,
It
if they
could
don't
be.
have shit cleaned up enough for those people to vote in the places where she's ahead.
Yeah.
And I've seen ladies in retirement homes look healthier than her. Like, I think that's where she belongs.
In retirement.
Yes.
It's getting up there. I think somebody made a really good point the other day when they said that Hillary has been a politician for a long time, and people aren't happy with the way she's done things, so it's time for somebody new.
Well, it's obvious. Like, last night you said to me, like, I'm not willing to listen to her. Why would you be? I don't understand why you'd be willing to listen to anything she has to say. Like, No Child Left Behind. That was her big deal when Bill was president, and guess how well that worked out?
Yeah, yeah.
Not very well at all. So why do you think her plans are going to work?
I think everybody probably has good ideas before they're president. I still stick to that. Anybody can have any kind of platform they want. And the second that you walk into office, there's somebody that meets you at the door. It's like, everything you said is cool and all, but this is how it's really fucking is. I really think that's what happens. I think that's why so many people liked Obama when he ran the first time. Was that he had a fuckload of just new ideas that people liked, that people got behind.
Yeah.
You heard about that cop that shot that kid in that car?
No, which one?
It was I think it was in Louisiana. There was a guy that
You're breaking up, man. I can barely hear you.
there was a guy in Louisiana that was in a car, and his kid was in there. Cops pulled him over because they said he looked like somebody they had a warrant for, and so they pulled him over, pointed guns at him, and shot, like, I don't know how many rounds they put into the car. Let me pull up the article here. I think they put like 6 rounds, shot 6 times. Maybe it's 12 times. I don't know. They shot the car a bunch of times. They missed the guy. Ended up killing this 6-year-old boy in the back of the car.
Yeah, I did hear about that.
And the guy didn't have any guns in the car. He didn't have any warrants. He had done nothing illegal. Anyways, these two douchebag cops they've been arrested for it. The cops are out of control right now. Last night we were watching that show. What is that show? Last Week Tonight. Excuse me. I never heard this. Where they were talking about how there's classes for kids in public schools now on how to talk to cops. Like, what the fuck, dude? How fuck is that a fucking class? We have to teach our kids now how to talk to police officers.
I have no words. Like it's they have ridiculous. To do something. They really do.
It's just fucking sad that it's come to that. And then they had the footage of the cop that was like they dragged that man.
Yeah. They don't do shit about it. The cops that say, "Hey, this guy's a fucking nut job." Guess who gets fired? The one that fucking tells on him.
Yeah.
The one that's concerned with the safety of the citizens get fired. I think getting rid of the police unions would go a long way into to fixing that problem.
The police unions, you think so? Getting rid of them?
Yeah, because they're the ones that their rules, the union rules, which all these police forces have to sign on to, basically make it impossible to fire these cops.
Well, the one we watched last night where that cop they were dragging that guy and then they elbowed him in the face. And I cannot believe he sued and he only got $75,000. Now, $75,000 is a lot of money to a lot of people. It's a lot of money to me. But I just thought like that was just like flagrant, and that's all they gave that guy. And then they fired that cop, and he got reinstated, however long, I don't know how long it was. I think it was like 3 or 6 months. And then they gave him back pay for all that shit. And of course, he fucked up. They
gave him back more money than the guy won from the case.
Yeah. And then he got of course after he got rehired, he got in trouble again, and he got kicked off the force. But whatever, like fuck that noise.
And then that's the kind of cop. That's the kind of cop that ends up murdering little kids.
Yeah.
Like on accident or on purpose. They just fly off the fucking handle and they start shooting at somebody for no fucking reason.
And then I heard that term last night that I'd never heard before called gypsy cops, where these cops like they get in trouble or they do something, maybe that's a little against the rules and they just fucking move all over the place.
Yeah.
And then John Oliver talked about how those cops in Miami were under investigation for a shooting. What do they fucking call it? Non-authorized, just like a questionable shooting. And they before the investigation was closed, they got in trouble for another one. Like, what the fuck? How the fuck you let these people still be cops? Is the police force really that short-handed that they just have to I don't know. We're gonna have to let them go back out there because we don't have anybody to fucking do their job. Maybe they are. Maybe there's not enough cops to go around, and they're kind of like stuck with what they have to deal with.
Well, I think a lot more people would be cops because they see what we see. Like, these people are fucking. Not all of them, some of them are absolutely fucking insane. They just do whatever the fuck they want to do. If somebody mouths off to them, they'll fucking beat their ass. Like, and the rest of them, they won't say anything. So people with a conscience are not going to be a cop. They're just not going to do it.
So. What about the fucking police chief that made that fucking internal video? telling his cops like purge your records so that you don't have to deal with anything that you've done in your past again. Like what? What the what? You know, like I was in the military, you were in the military. If we did something wrong, whether we fucking thought it was vindicated or not, that shit followed us around, you know?
Yeah. They need to go. I don't know. I don't know. If they had like a jury system, like a grand jury system in place, where they had knowledgeable people that had no, like you don't get internal investigations. You have to go before this board that's not associated with the police whatsoever. That's their only job, is to look at like shootings and use of force incidents and complaints. Like, oh, well, first thing is, this guy you beat the fuck out of for mouthing off to you, did you have any probable cause to pull him over? And if you don't, well, I would say let the officers get sued personally. They have to cover that shit themselves. No, you don't get it. They don't get the city to pay for it. They don't get the police union to cover the bill. They have to do that shit themselves if they don't do their fucking job right.
There was an interesting comment on something we watched last night together that cops are automatically like in courtrooms thought of as like I guess it'd be considered like a woman versus a man in a rape case. Like they're thought of like how women are in those instances. Like you have to really prove they did something wrong, or it's just they're not going to get convicted. And I immediately was like, fuck that. I've never thought that about cops. But I've always disliked cops. It's not something recent. I've just always disliked them. And I've never thought like seeing a cop and been like, yeah, I can trust that motherfucker because he's a cop. Like I've never fucking thought that. Have you? Like when you were a kid, did you think that way? That cops were okay? Or is that something recent?
Well, I wasn't until I got older. You know, I come from a small town. Like the cops really didn't fuck with you. I was terrified of them, but I didn't distrust them.
So your distrust of cops is something new based on what's going on.
Well, just the fact that they have absolute power over you. Like if they say you did something, you're gonna spend years in court trying to prove that you didn't.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not innocent till proven guilty anymore. It's not.
Guilty till proven innocent. That's exactly.
You sit in a courtroom with an orange jumpsuit on and try not to look fucking guilty.
Yeah. Yeah. The cops now, like I don't remember. I think it was, God, it was had to be when we were still in Florida. That cops can hold you now anywhere. They can hold you for 24 hours for no fucking reason, just because they want to. Like that's literally that's all they have to have. You know, just because they think you're suspicious. You know, what the fuck is grounds for suspicion? You know, me walking down the street in a black jacket could be somebody's whim of being suspicious. You know.
Yeah. There's like a certain part of the sovereign citizen movement that their phrase that they use all the times is cops don't have more rights than anybody else. And I think that needs to be enforced, because you can't, like, if I thought he was like, there's a cop walking around behind my house with a flashlight and I think he's suspicious, can I fucking taser his ass and lock him up in my basement for 24 hours without saying anything?
Fuck no. Like, you know.
Just because this motherfucker's suspicious, I just want to make sure he's not doing anything.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's the same concept, you know. Do you remember when we were living together and that incident happened behind our house?
Yeah.
Like the fucking cops everywhere. Everywhere.
Dude,
like,
walk behind the dumpster with a pistol.
Walk outside like,
fucking idiot.
Oh, fuck. What the fucking cops are screaming at us. Fucking get back inside the house, you know? Like, motherfucker, you're outside my house with guns everywhere. Like, Fuck you.
Yeah, we'll be safe with one wall,
Yeah.
one wooden wall, and you got an AR-15. It's going through everything.
Yeah.
It's going through the entire house. You're not a bunch of clowns.
I really, I stick to my position that the only people that are qualified to be cops are too old, and they're not fit physically anymore. I know it's a hard fucking job. I know they have like an impossible job, but there has to be a better way to do it. There just has to be.
Yeah.
If some fucking if
just hold them
if
accountable. That's the only thing.
If tonight at midnight this fucking town that I live in declared martial law, I'm gonna I'm gonna get every gun I own loaded, and if somebody even fucking stops me, it's probably gonna be an ordeal. Like I'm not conforming to that kind of bullshit. Trump wants this stop and frisk business. Fuck you, buddy.
Yeah, he's never gonna get that, and it won't. It won't work.
Who the fuck?
It might work in the big cities. It's not gonna work here.
The only reason it works is because people let it happen.
Yeah.
Fuck that noise.
Yeah. It wouldn't work here. First of all, nobody walks anywhere here.
Right.
Like, and with how many cops are here in town? Like 8. Like, there's no way. Like, they might be able to stop and frisk 2 people a day. And if they did that shit, I would make that shit last fucking hours.
Oh God, yes.
Just to inconvenience them. Yeah, in all small towns, you do that shit to the wrong person, they're going to ruin your life.
Yeah.
They're not going to commit violence. They're just going to find your friends and talk shit about you because everybody knows everybody. They're going to fucking talk to your wife about you and just make life fucking hard.
I don't want, I have a kid and I don't want, when I was in high school and in middle school, we had sheriff's department police in our school. They called them, what do they call them? They weren't dare officers, they were something else. And I fucking don't want my kid, I don't know about the schools. I think the school system here has a cop assigned to the school. But I don't want my fucking kid to see a cop in school every day. Like, fuck that noise. I don't want that shit. I don't want it. I don't want that cop trying to get all, like, trustworthy with my kid. That don't work with me. One of the cops at my school ended up getting in trouble because he was fucking banging a bunch of the chicks that went to school there. Like, so this cop is there to fucking, protect and fucking oversee discipline, oversee discipline and gang fights. I went to school in a fucking huge city, so he had gang problems in school. But so this one cop, he gains the trust of all these adolescent girls, and then he starts banging them. And the guy's got a wife and kids at home. Like, what the fuck? And I don't know that he went to jail for it. I know he's not a cop anymore, but he didn't go to jail. Like, if I started going around banging fucking 14-year-old girls, I would go to jail forever. Like, I would.
Yeah. Well, he's probably still a cop somewhere. He probably just moved.
Maybe so. It's that gypsy cop term, right? Fuck. And, talking about kids, we watched that movie Dead Poet Society, and that the teacher in that, Robin Williams, is teaching these boys to be free thinkers and to think for themselves. And, I think we need more of that shit in our school system. We're for so long, I think that's why we have problems even today with, like, people just going along with whatever the fucking news said. It's because you've been taught from a young age just to be a sheep, just to go with the fucking herd. And anybody that goes against that grind is considered a fucking extremist or a fucking conspiracy theorist, all this shit. So, I really do. I really think that free thinking, like people to think for themselves, needs to be instilled in our young people. We wouldn't have fucking problems like, I think it would help just correct a lot of problems. It wouldn't help
Yeah.
immediately, but over time it would help.
Yeah. Well, if they just start enforcing personal responsibility on everyone, like the cops, the parents of these shitty kids that go to school, like your kid's a little asshole, like we're gonna just kick him out of school. He does. If they won't, if they that the parents won't fix the issue, then it's on them.
What do you think about, like, so when I went to school, I think in 10th grade a lot of rules changed. Like, it was right after 9/11. Oh fuck, like at our school we went to these mesh only book bags. We couldn't have any kind of metal spiral ring notebooks. I can understand both those to to a point. You know, a mesh book bag to make sure that, you know, they didn't want to have a repeat of like Columbine. The spiral ring books, they told us it was because people would unspiral the metal and fucking stab people with it. Maybe I can see that. But then we have these fucking rules where you can't wear hats in school. You know, I wore a hat a lot, but, you know, how the fuck are you gonna tell a kid in a public school system they can't wear a fucking hat to school? Like, who the fuck are you to tell him that? I don't know. It's one thing that's like always bothered me. And then, like, we weren't allowed to wear jackets inside the school. Like, nothing. You had to wear, and you couldn't have a double T-shirt in a public school system. Like, if you wanted to wear, you couldn't wear an undershirt. So you had to wear one, like, you had, as soon as you came in the building, you had to take your coat off and put it in your locker. Couldn't have double T-shirts. Couldn't have hats. You couldn't have. I think they like the same thing. With chicks, they had a skirt policy where it had to be like a palm length. Like, you put your hand on your knee, and the skirt had to hit your hand. I can understand that from the point that, you know, you have fucking 500 fucking people in a hallway at a time, each hallway that are fucking full of hormones. But all these just rigorous fucking rules that they just jam down your fucking throat. I don't understand how there wasn't a fucking riot. Like, I guess I perceive it the same way in basic training. Fear controlled 46 people not killing these two idiots yelling at you all day.
Yeah, there's no. Well, unfortunately, it's just gonna get worse. Either way. Unless you go to uniforms, which nobody wants.
A lot of public schools have gone to uniforms. Which,
oh, have they?
I think
don't
I
really
think
pay
that in
attention.
itself is fucking illegal as fuck. You know, they're not providing these parents, anybody with, you know, anybody that's raised a kid or raising a kid knows the kids are, you know, you love them to death, but they're expensive as fuck. Clothes for them are expensive. So now you're in a public school and you're required to buy them certain clothes so they can go to school with. And of course, those kids aren't gonna want to wear those clothes when they come home. You know, they're gonna want to wear khakis and a fucking beige or white shirt or blue pants with, you know, the same thing. Like, so you got and they're not getting any kind of stipend or anything like that. I swear to God, schools, public school system, and probably private schools, is like fucking prison. You know, I went to private school for years as a young person, and the fucking rules were just outrageous, just fucking horrible.
Well, when the school system was first envisioned for America, we based it on the German system, and the point of it was to prepare all these lower class kids to work in factories. All right. So now in America, all the only factories we have anymore in prison. So it just makes sense that that's what would be. Like, we're preparing these little fuckers to go to prison and work in a factory.
The school system in America is fucked. Like, when the big technology gains, all the big fucking, like, advances that the country America made were when we had like small schools, and the as the country expanded, we got big. We built bigger schools and packed more kids into one classroom with a teacher, and you can see where you can say we've made a lot of technological advances, but fuck, man, like the fucking military and government still uses shit that we came up with in the 50s. You know what I'm saying? Like the fucking planes and avionics and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's. I guess I have more of a state. Like it's more important to me, or like I feel more strongly about it because I have a kid. But and I can't fucking wait till she goes to school and there's a fucking I am going to fucking raise hell. I'm just not gonna put up with anything. Like I'm not. Like fuck no. Fucking call me and tell me my kid's got something's written on a shirt that you don't want to see. Don't look at it. Fuck you. Like, you want a fucking suspender? Cool. Well, then we'll just get a lawyer and go. We'll just see you in fucking at the school board meeting or something. Fuck you. And I tell you, all it takes is like one pissed off parent like that, and then there's more of them. Automatically, there'll be 10 more, that don't want to put up with that shit. Well, they're sick of it. The homework thing too, like in New Jersey and New York now, they've started this. Like half the public schools have gone away from doing homework. That'd be like your boss telling you when you go home from work, I need you to do 4 more hours of work, but you're not going to get paid for it. But if you come to work tomorrow and it's not done, you're going to get we're going to dock your paycheck for it. That's exactly what fucking homework is. Studying is a different deal than homework. Like, yeah, I don't think you should have to go to school for 8 hours a day and come home and do 4 hours of homework. 4 hours is the average amount of homework kids have from the 6th grade through 12th grade now. I never fucking did 4 hours of homework in my fucking life on a school night. I fucking just didn't happen.
I never did homework in general, so
I would do my homework, but it would never take me 4 fucking hours. Now, maybe I'm blessed that I'm smarter than the average kid, but I know my sister growing up, that's all she did. She wasn't as smart as me and my brother. Like, what do you call it? Like, they've got a term for it where we can just recall information because we sat in a class. My sister,
yeah.
She was fucking smart as fuck, but she had to go home and fucking literally from the time she got home till the time she went to bed, minus dinner and fucking getting ready for bed. That's all that bitch did was fucking do homework and study. And she made way better grades than me and my brother, but I did fucking a tenth of what she did, and I was a fucking AB student. That's not everybody's fucking that gifted. There's nothing against my sister, but that's fucking retarded. Like my sister suffered, and in fact she paid the price later on when she went to college because she got all this freedom. Where she wasn't at home, nobody was like in a structured environment anymore, and she went fucking nuts. She went to fucking Cornell, and she just lost her fucking mind. Started doing drugs, just fucking never had a boyfriend, and it's because she literally didn't think she just didn't have time for it in high school because she wanted to make good grades and go to Cornell, which is a fine aspiration in life, but it cost her. Like she ended up not graduating from Cornell. She had to come back home and go to a different school. She went to a good school anyways, and now she's all right. But I swear, like that shit, it cost her a lot of fucking things in life because of that. Because of fucking this homework deal. Like I swear to God, it's fucking garbage.
Yeah, it's crazy. I was listening to that Milo Yiannopoulos.
Yep.
And he was talking about, and I've heard a bunch of other people talk about it, how now the school system's structured, it basically caters to girls more now.
Okay.
And like boys, like graduation rates for boys are just dwindling, just dropping. And because you're taking this animal that's meant to chase down deer in the wild, and you're making them sit still for 8 hours a day. Like boys aren't designed to do that shit, and they're getting in trouble because they're fucking so full of energy. And they need something different.
I think that's why the vocational schools are so popular with men versus women in high school. And a lot of public school systems don't have the money to have a good vocational program. I know ours fucking blew ass. I think the only vocational programs that they had were, now they had CAD drawing, and they had like auto mechanics and carpentry. But I know like I know the fucking carpentry and CAD shit was just BS. You know, like it just was fucking garbage. I never took any of that shit. I think it's like a woodworking class, and I tried to take a shop class, and it was in 11th grade. I tried to take this shop class, and I knew more. I thought maybe I didn't, but I thought I knew more than the fucking teacher did about working on cars, and I just got bored to death in the class. You know, I was just fucking bored as fuck. So I got in trouble.
Right.
I cut class and fucking, you know, wouldn't pay attention and shit like that.
Well, half the teachers now don't understand the technology anyway. Like, half of the shit that they taught us when I was in school doesn't even apply. Like, I graduated in 2002, and then everything changed.
Yeah, it did.
So,
yeah, right, yeah.
And, like, you don't need to know how to balance a checkbook anymore. You really don't. You just pull up your account on your phone and say, "Oh, I don't have any fucking money today."
I can't go to fucking, you know, Applebee's and buy a riblet basket.
Yeah, it's just.
Or if I buy a riblet basket today, I'm not eating tomorrow. You know, like, yeah.
And so we spent a whole this whole deal where we had fucking these fake checkbooks and we fucking balanced these fake checkbooks. Dumbest shit ever. And I don't know why. Like, they obviously didn't do a very good job teaching this shit at all. Like, nobody in our country can fucking balance a checkbook or use a fucking calculator because everybody's in a massive amount of debt.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Well, that's a whole other topic. I mean, like, debt is highly encouraged. And if you don't have debt, basically, you can't have credit or good credit. You know, it's like a horrible fucking circle jerk that you have to get involved in, or you're fucked. Like, if you want to buy a house and you have no debt, but that equals no credit, you can't buy a fucking house. Like, that is just fucking mind-boggling. Like, I can pay every fucking bill. I can afford a mortgage payment of X amount of dollars. Oh, but you don't have any debt. You don't have any fucking, you know, proof that you've paid any bills. Well, how the fuck, like, if I don't have any debt, that means I've paid all my fucking bills, right? Like, and they don't see it that way.
Yeah. Just a scam.
It is.
That's all it feels like.
It is a scam. It's the same with insurance, too. Like, we've talked about that before. Car insurance is such a fucking scam. Like, you can go to jail for not having it, but, you know, like, it costs a fucking fortune to get good insurance. So, I think the cheapest insurance I've ever fucking had is on a vehicle that I currently own now that will go faster than any vehicle that I've ever owned in my entire life. It cost me fucking $18. I have full coverage on this bitch. Like, full fucking coverage. And it'll go 120 without me thinking about it. Like, without me fucking thinking about it. It'll go faster than that, but it's fucking ungodly. I have a fucking massive, like, fucking, I drive a fucking tank regularly. It's my regular fucking form of transportation. And it cost me I think it's $146 a month is what it cost me. I have full coverage on it. It's a paid off vehicle. It's newer. You know, I want to have full coverage in case something stupid fucking happens. And it cost me, it's a fucking ungodly amount of money. And then if something does happen, they want you to pay with this fucking nice little fucking thing they've stuck in there called a deductible. And most people don't understand that. I would encourage anybody that has insurance to go look at what it would take to get your deductible down to the lowest amount. I had a deductible in 2011. It was $1,000. I got in a wreck in a truck of mine. I looked after it was all said and done. I was like, "Fuck! I can't afford this fucking deductible like this. I'm not making enough money." Like if I get in another wreck here in the next 6 months, I'm gonna be fucked. So I called my insurance company. I told them, what's the lowest deductible that you have? They're like $100. Okay, how much is it? It was like $18 more every 6 months to get it lowered. But nobody fucking thinks about that shit, you know? So for
Yeah.
me to get it lowered, all I was gonna pay is $18 more every 6 months. And I was like, fuck yes, fucking do that. Like, why the fuck didn't you give me that option to begin with?
That's part of the problem with all of these companies, like insurance companies. Anybody that does that, they're all about the maximum amount of profit.
Oh
If you
yeah.
can get away with charging somebody this X amount of dollars, they're going to do that.
I was talking to somebody, I think it was a couple days ago. They were asking me what kind of phone service I had. I was like, oh, I have such and such, and it only cost me, what, $52 a month with taxes. And they were asking me what kind of plan I had, and I told them, I have, 10, I have 5 gigs of internet. I have unlimited internet, but I have 5 gigs at 4G LTE, and then after that, it goes down to 3G, and unlimited talk and unlimited text. And so I asked them, okay, what? So we had the same phone. I was like, what are you paying? They're like, fuck, I'm paying like $110 for the same exact thing. I'm like, well, what is your plan? What's your like baseline plan? They're like, well, my baseline plan is only $65. So we're looking at his fucking plan, and it's through Verizon. Fuck them. And so it's $65 is his plan, and then he has these like all these fucking little fucking $2 charges that add up another 40 something dollars. I was fucking flabbergasted. I couldn't fucking believe it. Like me and you, when we moved to this alternate plan that we have, we were, I think the last phone thing I looked at from who we had, we paid maybe $18 extra, including taxes, on top of our regular plan price. Like this guy's paying 40 fucking more dollars on these like $2 fucking 911 fee, $2 fucking, jack your mom off fucking fee. Like literally just fucking like you can't even. And some of them just had numbers by them, like 5, 6, 7, 8, $2. Like what the fuck is that? All these little things that they tack on just
You
to
have to pay
fucking
for each
rape you.
number, like each number you want to use on your phone.
What's that?
You have to pay for each number
Yeah,
that you want to use.
each time you want to press 1 on your phone, you're gonna pay us
Yeah.
25 cents. God damn it! It was just fucking. I told him, I was like, look, you need to go fucking tell them to go fuck themselves, and as soon as you can, you just switch to this fucking people. The people we have now, like they have an international plan with unlimited data and talk and text, and it's like $69 a month. That's still cheaper than any fucking plan I can go and get at any of the big 3 networks right now, anywhere. Maybe
Yeah.
except T-Mobile. T-Mobile has they have a fantastic program going on right now. We'll see how long it lasts.
That pay as you go one.
No, that's Google's. That's Google's thing. T-Mobile
Oh.
has a flat rate, no fees, all fees built in, and it's actually cheaper than the plan we have now. But there's no T-Mobile service where we live.
Yeah.
But T-Mobile is in the market to, like, right now, their fucking prime objective is to steal customers from AT&T and Verizon and Sprint. They'll pay off all your fucking bills. They'll pay off. They will. They have a no string attached fucking deal. You don't have to sign a contract with these fuckers for them to pay off and come to them. Like nothing. It's fucking fantastic. If you have T-Mobile in your area, I encourage you to go get them tomorrow because they will pay all your fucking shit off.
Well, I read this article. It was several months ago. It's basically some old dude bitching about how millennials are ruining a lot of these old standing or long standing like markets, like movies and TV, like cable TV and all this shit, because they refuse to pay for it. And it's fantastic. It's all like we recognize that a majority of the shit that was built it's just they're just sucking all of the money they can into their own bank account, and they don't give a shit. So why should we continue to support your business model? It's ridiculous. Like the banks and the bailouts and the car companies and their bailouts. Like, that's not capitalism. The main tenet of capitalism is to keep shit as cheap as possible, and they've abandoned that approach. Just completely abandoned that approach, and they wonder why it's failing now.
I don't even understand how people have cable. Like, this is how cheap cable must really be. I have cable in my house, and I don't pay a dime for it. I have free internet in my house that I don't pay for. I have other internet in my house that I actually pay for. But in my fucking place that I live, they provide free fucking cable, free internet, and they pay all the utilities. Like, and I don't pay, I probably pay on the top fucking 10% of what rent cost here as far for what I live in. But, if you have the internet, you don't need fucking cable. Like, I'm not gonna tell you how to go fucking get what you want, but you could get it. It is not illegal anymore. Like, it's not. Like, if you have the internet, I don't understand why the fuck you have cable. I just don't fucking get it. If you have the internet and a computer, you don't need it. You just don't fucking need it. And
well, a lot of people are paying $150 a month for cable.
That's fucking retarded. That's for fucking retarded.
You can subscribe to every streaming network out there for like $100 a month.
Yeah. I pay for, so I have the internet, and I have Netflix, Hulu, and HBO. All three of those cost me less than $30 a month. All three of them. And if I can't, usually everything I want is on one of those three things. It's on my phones, it's on my tablets, it's on my fucking smart TVs that I have in my house, and it's on my fucking PCs. Like, if you can't get what you want to watch between $30 and the internet, then, and really, I don't really, if I didn't have a kid, I probably wouldn't have any of those things. Literally. Yeah. Like, you don't have any of that shit, right? Do you have Hulu or Netflix or any of that shit?
No.
No. And you watch whatever the fuck you want, don't you?
Yeah. I have a streaming shit through Amazon Prime, but that's it.
Yeah. But there's other that's like an add-on because there's other things that Amazon offers, from having Prime. Yeah. You get 2 free day shipping. There's all kinds of other shit that you get. And speaking of phones, what'd you think about? Did you look at Google's new phone? The Pixel?
I didn't.
Pretty cool.
I meant to.
No, we can talk about it. So
I hear it has a headphone jack.
It does! That was fucking great. You should go watch Google's commercial if you haven't watched it yet. They talk about it has a headphone jack, and you hear somebody go, literally, they fucking got a big, fuck you, Apple. I have an iPad, and I really like my iPad. It does exactly what I want and I got a great deal on it. I've got an iPad Mini 2. I paid $100 for it brand new at Walmart. It's fucking great. I like it a lot. I debated for probably last 2 months. I thought, I really enjoyed my iPad so much that I thought about getting an iPhone. And every fucking time I would try to go get one.
Shame.
I know, right? I know. Every time I'd go to buy one, I just I better not fucking do that. But and my biggest deal with it, and all the fucking Apple lovers are gonna fucking scream at me for this, but my biggest deal on my phone is that I depend heavily on a lot of Google shit. My whole fucking life is run off that calendar, and I know you can get it on the Apple, but it's all the shit that comes on my phone now that I don't have to do anything extra to get that I'd have to do on an iPhone. And I've heard countless fucking stories of people's fucking horror stories with fucking iPhones. And I like the freedom that's in these phones. So if I have a Samsung S5. I think that's what I have. It's not the latest and greatest, but it does exactly what I need. And they have all these programs now and websites that you can go to in under 10 minutes you can fucking get whatever the fuck you want on your phone. You know, I updated it to Marshmallow, and it didn't take me anything crazy to do it, put it on. I remember back in the day when the Android phones first came out, like if you wanted to root your phone and put a different ROM on it, that was quite an undertaking. Like I remember doing it. It was like a fucking 3 or 4 hour deal. Now it's, you know, it don't take anything to do it.
Yeah.
And now they have these, you know, these Chinese options that, frankly, I think that's what I'm going to go with from now on. I really want a new laptop, like a daily driver. And I really, like, what I really want, and I want to buy an iPad Air. They're fucking awesomely thin. The specs are exactly what I want. The Windows equivalent to it costs like $600 more, and it runs fucking Windows. Which, you know, I don't dislike Windows, but I'm not a huge fan of it. I like anything Linux based. It just works easier. That's what Android's based on. But they have these Chinese companies now that make these fucking knockoffs. They're not even really knockoffs. They're just the same exact product for 1/10 of the price. What was?
Well, it's got to change.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, you can't have companies like that making tens of billions of dollars on overpriced shit for this long. Like, people are just going to copy them.
Yeah.
And
they have copied
shit
them
for way less.
You know how fucking hard it is for... So Apple is like constantly suing people that are making Apple or iPhone knockoffs, but it's like you have to get it. And Apple's a big company; they have a lot of fucking money, but there's no way they're ever going to fucking stop it. Like if people get sued for copying their design, you know what they do is they just fucking shut down shop and go to and like fucking open up another place with a different name and just start all fucking over. Like it's too fucking easy for them to do it. I don't fucking blame them. Fuck the big companies. You know, if I can go and buy, so the other night I was looking, me and Rocket had been taking pictures, and I was looking at buying a new camera or a new lens for a camera that I have, and I found a Nikon camera that currently costs $5,000. It's like the latest and greatest DSLR. On a certain website, I found the same exact camera, the same exact one. It comes out of the same fucking factory. And it was $450. The only thing it was missing was the Nikon fucking emblems engraved in all over it. It ran the same fucking Nikon OS that comes on it, everything. And it's $450 versus $5,000 if you just add a Nikon logo to it. Like I'm going with the fucking Chinese shit from now on. I just am. I'm gonna fucking save a fuckload of money and have the same exact product.
You're just unpatriotic.
That's fuck you. Like, I don't give a fuck. Nice. What am I supposed to be patriotic to? The fucking country that's fucking run by sheep?
Well, you got to be patriotic to the $400 or $4,500 that they make selling you that Nikon camera. That's what patriotism is.
Yeah, that's it. Just bend over and fucking take it in the fucking ass. No lube. I did my patriotic duty. I already did it. I served my fucking time in hell. I'm all about saving money. I don't mind spending money on things like, here in town. I buy things, from local shop. I don't mind that. But I can't do it all the time or I'd be broke as fuck. Every once in a while is fine. But if I can go on the internet and save fucking $600, why the fuck wouldn't I?
Well, you save like 90% basically. Like on the shit directly from China.
The only drawback from it is that you have to wait a little. It's like 30 days to get here. But you know what? I'm willing to wait the
Still.
30 days to fucking save 90%.
It's hilarious because all these companies want globalism and want global trade with no tariffs, right?
Yeah.
But they don't want you to be able to purchase directly from the manufacturer and
Oh, fuck
save all
no.
that money.
Fuck
They
no.
don't. They don't want that for real. No,
No, they do not.
they're just fucking greedy. Like that lady that fucking raised the price of EpiPens.
Fuck her.
Yeah, they're just fucking greedy.
Very much so.
Time to put a stop to that shit.
So Sunday's the big debate. We'll see if it fucking happens. We'll see about this hurricane. It's looking pretty fucking grim in Florida right now. They're fucking calling for it to hit out where we used to live.
Yeah, I bet Damon's in that shit. He lives in Miami now, so
Oh fuck.
yeah. But they probably went. They're fine, I'm sure.
Biggest evacuation in state history. Could hit twice. Wouldn't that be something? Fuck.
Yeah.
Alright, well I'm good. You good? You got anything else?
No.
Alright.